approach to recognizing or visualize human emotions for marketing decision-making systems. Trends in any commercial activity show that making marketing decisions will provide the greatest impact on the consumer in making decisions to maximize profits are relevant today. In recent years, in the area of marketing, the subject of intensive research has become nonverbal information, namely, the study of facial expressions. It is known from psychology that all humans' emotions can be classified into 6 basic emotions, which are most used to obtain nonverbal information. The ability to automatically recognize this kind of information will simplify the interpretation of emotions on a person's face while watching advertising, product testing, or using other services. The development of emotions recognition in the vast majority of methods occur in 2 steps. In the first step, functions are defined from fixed images, and in the second step, emotions are detected with the help of already developed classifiers. The most common are neural networks, this image on the right hand side, and local binary patterns, image on the left hand side. As a result, the system assigns the most appropriate emotion to the image. However, those approaches require a lot of time and resources for training, which limits their use in a large sample of data. When making marketing decisions, the automated system must be able to identify and recognize one of the 6 basic emotions. Neutral, when a person doesn't react in any way and remain in its original state. Disgust, a feeling of disapproval towards someone or something. Fear, its state of anxiety and restlessness caused by the expectation of something undesirable or unpleasant. Surprised, a short-term feeling and state of a person that occurs during a sudden or unexpected situation. Angry is a strong feeling of dissatisfaction that arises when a person's needs or expectation has not been satisfied. Happy is a feeling of satisfaction that arises when a person's needs or expectation has been met. Sad is a feeling opposite to happy, which arises in a case of loss and helplessness of a person. Our performed analysis of this issue showed that determine a human emotion, it is enough to choose the key elements on a face, namely the eyes, eyebrows, nose, and mouth, and not to identify the whole face. The algorithm of proposed approach includes the following step. Step 1. Determine the face image from a photo or video and convert it into black and white format using the capabilities of CSS filter function, which can be implemented on any PC hardware and it doesn't require large resources. Step 2. Selection of key elements of the face and their processing in the HLS, hue, saturation, luminance, color model, where hue means both color and hue, saturation indicates the amounts of gray color, luminance is the intensity of light projected on a given area and direction. Each pixel of the photo is replaced by its numerical value. The darker the hue of black, the smaller the number, and vice versa. Those numerical values will be used to search the key points of the selected facial elements based on the algorithm for finding the nearest neighbor, namely the hue of black. When the hue of darkness decreases by more than 15%, perhaps more, this means that the next pixel, depending on its direction, doesn't need to be estimated. This gives us a clear contour of the element we are estimating. And step 4, based on the analysis of change in the position of key performing to identify human emotions. This diagram shows the implementation of the proposed method, which includes 3 main modules: image determination, conversion, and identification. Image determination includes photo and video content and face determination from the content. In image conversion module, we have converted image to black and white format, process the color model, and construct a numerical matrix. And for the last is identification module, where we are going to identify the key points, calculate the calculation and classification, and identification of emotions. Um, Based on those emotions, the key elements will change their position. For example, let's take surprise emotion. The main characteristics are, first, delighted eyes, raised eyebrows, and open mouth. And the changes which are occurring are the distance in pixel increase from the extreme point of the eyes, the distance in pixel from the extreme lower point of the eyebrow to the extreme lower point of the eye is increased. The distance from the extreme point of the lower lip to the middle point of the upper lip is increased. The distance from the extreme left and right points of the mouth decreased. A few more emotion specifications. For example, if you take eye elements and check it for conformity with the characteristic of emotions when they are detected. If eyes are unchanged, we can have two emotions, can be neutral or happy. If eyes are delighted, it's either fear, surprise, or disgust. And for the last, if eyes position are squinted, persons could be sad or angry. Research in the field of psychology has shown that emotional state of all people has common external features. This made it possible to develop a universal classifier of emotions. The article proposed an approach to the recognition of visualized human emotion using a pixel color model, which has the ability to adapt to change in input data, high speed and low resource usage. The proposed approach has practical values in marketing decision-making system based on the analysis of a human emotional state while viewing or testing a particular product or service. Further research will be aimed at developing methods and algorithms for automatic recognition of human emotions, namely taking into account when recognize the physiological features of a person's face, gender, age, etc. Thank you.